not it's not like a professional Twitch stream where I have to be like, "Hey everyone, welcome to the." So let me just let me just tweet out that we're live. We are live. Okay, cool. So first, I want to just tell you about the project that you're going to contribute to a little bit. And like, I know you mentioned the community part. I actually think that's perfect. Hey, Becca. So I have the maintainer on here with me. I was talking to Becca and Ayu last night about like this issue, and I was supposed to go through it on my own just to make sure. But so much stuff was going on, so I didn't get a chance. So I'm just gonna do it live and see what happens. Hey Anthony. Anthony was on here last time with me. But I'm gonna share my screen and show you what virtual coffee is. I think this is actually the perfect project for you because like you just mentioned that you wanted to like contribute, you wanted to be part of a community and you like that aspect. And this is like one of those projects that's focused on that. So I'm gonna share my screen. Um Virtual coffee. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I could see it.
Perfect. Basically, Becca, who's the maintainer, and I think Daniel Ott. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. But basically, this is a like a community for people of different levels. And I believe like right here it says they meet twice a week, just talking about their journey and stuff like that. They have like different community events and stuff like that. So I think it's really good that you're getting a taste of like contributing to their project, and seeing what happens. So basically, this is their website, and I believe they have some monthly challenges. Oh, here they are. So they have monthly challenges for June, July, May, da 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 da. And basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to update the monthly challenge. I did not look into what that means. Like, I don't know, maybe we're putting it for July, or maybe we're updating the goals or whatever happened for June, but we'll see what happens here. But just wanted to give you that landscape of what this project is.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Oh, it's for July, Becca said. Perfect. Thank you. I'm just making things up. All right. So basically what I'm gonna have you do is we're started from scratch with you. So you have GitHub, right?
Yeah,
And you have Git installed on your terminal.
yeah.
Perfect. All right. So I'm gonna have you share your screen, and then I will send you the GitHub link. Or actually, let me send it to you in the private chat right now before you share your screen, and you can open up that and then share from there. How are you feeling? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Are you? I don't know.
Um, I'm pretty excited. Nervous, not really, but I'm
Oh,
excited to
that's
do this.
good. That's really good. Okay. I was looking at your blog posts. I'm like, oh, these are really awesome. All right, I just sent you the link. You can go ahead and click that and then share your screen.
Okay. Uh, Um,
Mm-mm.
screen. Okay.
Cool. And I'm gonna add it to here. Alrighty. So basically you're at their org right now. We want to go into the repository that we're going for. So if you click repositories at the top, yeah. Oh, and you might. I bothered Anthony about this. It looks good right now, but just for when you're sharing on Twitch, because some people might be watching on their phones or whatever, even though it's just two people. But usually we try to like zoom in a little bit. So if you want to just like do Command plus like maybe two times,
Come on, plus.
or
On
however you like
Windows.
to zoom in,
Let me
whatever.
see.
Oh, this is Windows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that good enough or?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. So the repo we're gonna contribute to is virtualcoffee.io. That first one there, and I think what we should do is every open source project has like this thing called contributing MD or contributing guidelines. I don't know if I'm like over explaining part. Do you know this stuff already?
No.
Okay, good. But basically they all have like contributing guidelines, which basically tells you like how to contribute to their project, whether it's code or words or whatever, or like designs or something like that. They usually have instructions for people to be able to jump in and figure out how. So let's go ahead and try to find those contributing guidelines. I think if you scroll, there might be like a file somewhere that says it, or it might be in the README. Oh, I see it.
What this?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Cool. So it talks about the code of conduct. That's usually just to tell people like, hey, don't be a jerk and be nice. And I know you will be, so we can skip that for now. And you can look it over on your own. Scroll down a little bit more, and we want to look at making a GitHub, working with issues. Maybe let's click working with issues. If they have anything that talks about like forking their project. We really um keep scrolling. Oh, someone's calling me on the phone. Um, Creating a pull request. All right, that's what I want to look at. Um, the first option is using the GitHub interface to fork the repo, make an edit in the GitHub client, and then submit a pull request. Um, or the second option is the traditional route of forking the repo, creating a local copy of that fork, and working on the changes that way. Okay, I think I want to do the second option, and I'll walk you through that. Like if you didn't even know what any of that meant. Basically what we want to do is we want to create a copy of this repository, and then we want to clone it into our code editor. Do you use Visual Studio Code or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll clone it there, and then we'll work through the issue from there. So let's do that. um Scroll up a little bit again to the top until we see, keep scrolling like away from this contributing guidelines thing. And oh, at the very top you see it says sponsor, watch, fork, and star
Yeah.
on the top right. Yeah, let's click fork, and that's gonna like create a copy of the repo into your like profile or account. And you can, yeah, perfect. So you can press
So
create
click
fork.
create.
Yeah. And let me know if I should slow down or like stop barking orders at you.
Okay.
um, cool. So now we have it, and I think what we can do is we can go ahead and clone the repo. So how I would do this if I were you is I will copy the what is that thing called? The URL at the top of this browser where it says like github.com/your name virtual coffee. Perfect. And then I will open up your terminal or whatever you prefer to use to deal with Git. Like even if you use GitHub desktop.
Let me try. Let me try and see. Actually.
Okay.
Um,
Who's the third person? He's assigned this issue too. Yes, that's true. Thank you for reminding me that. Mm-mm. Perfect. Man, I haven't seen Windows in the terminal in a long time, or the terminal.
wow.
Started learning to code, I was using the terminal, but I guess now that my job gave me a Mac, I haven't gone back. Um, let's go to the folder that you want this project to be cloned in. So like if you want it to be in your documents folder or your desktop.
So you got me through that, or?
Yeah, I could guide you through that. Let me know. I don't I don't want to be like telling you what not to do and stuff like that. I mean, what to do when you already know. So if you type ls, enter. Oh dang, that's a lot. Scroll up. Do you have like a documents folder or something like that? Let's put it on there. Yeah, let's do cd documents. And what have you ever used that before?
Yeah, but A refresher would be good.
Yeah. So ls basically lists all the folders and files you have within the folder that you're in, and then cd stands for change directory. And like directory is just the technical way of saying folder. So you're just saying I don't want to be in the this folder anymore. I want to go into the documents folder. Let's press ls just to make sure that that's the right folder. ls. Cool. I think yeah, it looks like you're in there. So let's go ahead and type git clone. Git, yeah, and then do a space and paste the URL we just copied. Enter. There we go. So we're bringing this local copy down to our computer, so we'll be able to work with it in Visual Studio Code or whatever you use. Hey Ayu, where that's like such a cute little emoji. Where'd you guys get that from? Also, sorry, I'm just like talking to the people in the chat, which there's not that many. Like, cool, it's cloning. Alrighty. Now let's go ahead and open up your code editor, whether it's Visual Studio Code or whatever. Cool. And we can go to open folder. And let's go to your documents folder and find it. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Okay. Now, before we do this, MDX extension is recommended in this repository. Do you want to install? Press install. I don't know what it is, but it's a markdown thing. Okay, cool. It helps us with reading markdown. Cool. It's an emoji from Twitch. Interesting. I never really used any of these emojis. Okay. Cool. Now I'm on my own going to go back to the contributing.md because maybe they want us to install different things before using their project. Basically, the next step I want to do now that we have it cloned down, I want to see the website live. I mean, I want to see the website local on our local host. And then we can go ahead and take a look at the issue and figure out what things we need to change and update. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, cool. Give me a quick second to look at their contributing guide again. Because I don't think I've ever done anything in here. CD to that. npm install gyarn. Okay. And I think they told me something about yarn might not work. But we'll see. Sorry, I have a sore throat. Okay, cool. What we're gonna do is let's cd into the let me show you one thing. First, make your code editor super big, or maximize it, and then like increase the size for me if you can. I don't know if you press view, maybe it will have it. I don't know the command in Windows.
Let's see. Let's zoom in.
Zoom in, yeah. That. Click it a couple times. I'm pretty. It just looks a little fuzzy on StreamYard for me. That's why. Cool. That's perfect. And then I'm gonna show you one more thing. You could use. Have you ever used your terminal inside of Visual Studio Code?
Yeah.
Oh, dang! I thought I was showing you something cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Use your terminal. Like, cool. And can you press LS? I just want to see the list of different folders in here. And can you make the terminal a little bigger so I can see all of them? Because one of the instructions says CD into virtualcoffee.io, but we're already in it. All right, cool. The next thing is it's telling us we gotta do yarn install. And let me just make sure that's right. Oh, there's more people. Go ahead and follow the directions. If things aren't working, then run yarn build. Okay, perfect. And also, high five, people. Thanks for tuning in. We are going to go ahead and we're going to run npm install and then -g yarn. And then press enter. See what happens. What part are you guys at in 100 devs right now? What part are you at?
Where are we at? We're at the back end.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, you got pretty far. That's good. That's really good. All right. So we installed yarn already. This is gonna help us to make this go live. And then installing the Netlify CLI. Do we need that? I don't think so. I might skip stuff and see what happens. If it breaks, then we'll figure out. Can you type yarn dev? As y'all can see, I don't follow directions for anything. Cooking, coding, I just keep going. Okay, let's see. Cannot be loaded because running scripts is disabled on the system. Want to try yarn build? Enter. Oh. Huh. Let me see. Maybe you do need those environment variables, or it's something on your system that I'm not familiar with. Setting up. Oh, my mom's trying to call me. Stop. Let me put myself on do not disturb. Oh, Becca said try the Netlify CLI. Okay. Me trying to skip stuff. Could you do npm I -g or space -g and netlify -cli? And Emma Learns Code said those errors are to do with PowerShell permissions. Dang, I don't know much about PowerShell. We'll see. How to navigate that. I guess I'll be learning stuff too. There's no space between Netlify and -cli. Yeah. We're gonna figure out. Hi Emma, thanks for joining in. And thanks for that advice too. Can you use Bash on Windows? Do you normally use PowerShell? Or could we change? Oh yeah. Let's use yeah, that's much better. If we can use like command prompt or something like that, or get bash. No, use command prompt and see what happens instead. Because I am not too familiar with PowerShell and I want to like skip the part of giving it permissions. But we can do it after the install.
Okay. So click it now or
I think you can. You can go back and forth between terminals. This is not gonna like turn it off or anything.
okay, cool.
Yeah. You see how it's like two of them on the side? Like we can
Yeah.
do yeah. Perfect. So we installed the Netlify CLI. Let's do the setting up the environment variables things. So there's this line that says CP, like the letter CP, and then space. Get bash usually works well for me when PowerShell doesn't. Okay, that's really good to know. That's good to know. That like if this one doesn't work, we'll move over to that. And then do .env, like .env. And then don't do a space, do .example. And then space .env. And yeah, we could press enter. But we could try CP is not recognized as an internal or external command. Should we try git bash? Then I think CP just means that we want to copy it over. Yeah, let's try git bash. So there's like a plus sign at the top. Yeah. As we can see, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. But go ahead and try the that command again. So it's cp space .env .example and then space .env. So what this line is saying, and you can press enter, let's see what happens before I explain. Okay, cool. What that line essentially said is like, I think it's just saying copy the contents of what was in their example environment variables file and put it into a new file called .env. And that .env file should have like passwords or secrets and stuff like that that are needed to actually like run this site. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I understand it.
Cool. Oh, you already knew this. I'm not sorry. But yeah, basically I'm just copying whatever I see on here. Now let's try installing the package dependencies. I don't use yarn that much, but let's go ahead and just type the word yarn. I think that just does the install stuff. Yarn.
Just like this.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, Emma. I couldn't have done it without you. And Becca. And what does that say? Okay to proceed? I think sure, yeah. Type Y. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Let me see what else we'll need to do after. I think after that we can run yarn dev and we should be able to see the site. And if it doesn't work, then we'll run yarn build.
Okay. So all this has to go on before you start the contributing or the project itself?
Yeah, and it changes per project. So I'm looking at the contributing guidelines and the README, but basically every project has a different way of like setting up their tooling because they're using different languages or like different things, right? And for this particular project, we have to do these steps.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know how because I'm like, but it's like it's fun to just explore and see like how did this project get set up. I think they built this with or they started rebuilding this with Remix. Have you heard of that project? Remix Run.
No, but you could tell me.
Yeah, I don't know that much about it. But it's like a React based project that is an alternative to like Next.js or like an improvement to Next.js. There's just all these different like frameworks that people are building to like make like building in React and web development easier. Oh, it's stuck at that one package. Okay. Oh, there's more. Okay. Dan, Becca said, "Yep, Dan updated the site with Remix. Previously, we used 11D. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So exciting! I gotta play around with 11D. This might turn into 2 sessions. I know that they want to get this out for July, so hopefully we can get this quickly. But I noticed from the last stream that I did, it had to be broken into 2 sessions. Like the first half was like setting up and debugging, and then the second half was more like actually solving the problem. So let's see what happens.
And your streams are usually like an hour or they go past an hour?
I do an hour tops. Like I get sleepy easily, so if we go beyond that, I wouldn't be helpful anyways. Mm. And this is perfect for me because I get to learn about different projects without me having to live code. Because I get really nervous when I live stream on my own.
How long have you been live streaming?
Short, like probably the last couple of months. I think I tried doing it like in February, and then I was like, "Ooh, that was nerve wracking," and then I brought it back like pretty recently. I was just like, "Oh my god, everybody's watching me make mistakes." All right, now we could press yarn dev, or we could type yarn dev. Let's see what happens. It's building. Okay. Color adjust. Soon it should tell us like it's running on like local host or something like that. I think. Okay, okay. Warnings. There we go. So it's telling us that it's available on localhost 9,000. So if you want, you can go ahead and just copy that link right there and paste it in your browser. I'm glad we got through this part.
Okay, so
Yeah, you can make a new tab. Oh, function not found. So maybe I think this is where they told us we might have to try yarn build instead of yarn dev. Um, I hope that's. Oh wait, maybe it's still loading. Response with status 404. Yeah, press Control C or whatever you use to say cut. Yeah. Okay, let's try yarn build and see what happens. If not, I might have missed a step that you needed. One good thing too about open source is I think it kind of mimics the experience of like working on a software engineering team. So I know like I don't know. I'm assuming because I know when I was in boot camp and stuff like that, I was like, I wonder what it's like working on a software engineering team. But you'll often have to do this like set up the code, clone it, see it on localhost, debug there, and then open a pull request and push it up. I don't know if you guys do that. Do you guys do that in 100 devs?
later on, we're almost there. So probably in a few weeks.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Dan Knott is here too. Hey, he said go ahead and run yarn dev now. Let's see what happens. I feel like I need music, like background music.
That would work.
Yeah, I'm learning about the streaming life, so okay. This might do it. It's going, it's going. All right, let's go back to your browser and maybe try refreshing the app. Yeah, streaming life. Refresh. And let's cross our fingers that this works for us. And I think the issue shouldn't be too hard, so we might be able to finish this within the hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the function has crashed. Huh. Maintainers, y'all have any advice? Let's see. What is other stuff we can do here? Maybe because they switched over to Remix Run, there's like a couple stuff. Install the dependency packages. We did that. Let's see. Yarn dev does that stuff. Yarn format, yarn lint. Okay. If anything, I guess we can still. Oh, cool. That's a good suggestion. You said try to go to localhost 9000/monthly challenges. Because we don't need the whole site. We just want to see the monthly challenges and see if ours goes up there looking good. Such a good idea. Thank you, Ayu. I love that y'all are on. Okay, perfect. So now that we can scroll, I want to scroll and just look at like maybe the June monthly challenge just so you can get an idea of what you're supposed to do. Hey Ramon, how you doing? Click June 2022. Cool. So it's just like this little template that they have that they talk about what theme and goal is, blah blah blah. So let's go ahead and go to your. Oh, hey Nick, what's up? So much people. Hi. Thanks for tuning in. And let's go to your GitHub issue that you got assigned. Now that we have the site up, let's figure out like what our goal is here and
So
how
go
to
back to
go
GitHub.
about it. What'd you say?
So go
Oh,
back to
the
GitHub or
Yes, sorry. Yeah. Thank you for asking that clarifying question. Go back to GitHub and actually we want to go, you see where it says forked from virtualcoffee.io right under your name?
oh yeah.
Yeah. We want to go there and the issue you got assigned should be in there. Go to issues at the top and then scroll down a little bit and there says add new monthly challenge. That's the issue you have. And I'm going to look at the contributing guidelines for this as well. It says open app.monthlychallenges.js, import the new challenge, add the new challenge. Okay, cool. So let's read a little bit. It looks like follow the instructions on the creating monthly challenges page. So that's the first step. Let's go ahead and click that link where it says, or like create a new tab for it so we don't lose this tab. If you know how to do that, cool. Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and open this file. So this says the monthly challenges for now are simply JSX files found in app/routes monthly challenges. When you add a new challenge, make sure to add it to the index. Here's how. So let's open app/data/monthly challenge/get challenges.
That's in here or
Yeah. And the way I normally open up files, because I'm not gonna go searching through all of it, is like I'll copy that path that they had in the browser. So let's copy it first. Yep. Copy and then go back to Visual Studio Code and dang it, you're using Windows, so I don't remember the command. Could you press go at the top? Maybe that will have how to go to the file. Yes. Click go to file and then we'll paste in that file name that you just copied. Yes. Now click right there and perfect. We can minimize the terminal. So this has all of their imports of these different monthly challenges. The next step says we want to import the new challenge. So what we're going to do is say on the top line we're going to write how about we just copy and paste that line number 1. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to, instead of us just typing it all out, we'll just change it to say July everywhere that it says June. So copy paste that first line and then press enter and put it above the first line, put it on top of it. Does that make sense?
copy it and then put it above the first line.
Yeah. Cool. So that it's the most recent one, and we'll change that to July. and then the other part to July 2. Cool. And let's go ahead and press save. Oh, I missed the whole thing that I was supposed to tell you to do. We got to make a new branch. I'm so sorry. um that that's like should be part of like your workflow when you do stuff in Git. Um do you want to open a new um do you want to like open up the terminal a little bit? Yeah, Becca said I do that all the time. Yeah, I got so excited just to start coding that I forgot all about that. Um, and maybe if you go to, let's open up a new Git bash because I don't want to stop this from running. So I think you can by just doing that. Yeah. And I wonder if they have like branch name rules. I imagine they do. So give me a second to figure that out. Um, do. Let's see what their branches normally look like. And if you're like wondering where I'm looking, I'm just like going through the contributing guidelines and seeing what they got. I think it might look like feature slash something, but give me a second. Contributing, and then creating a pull request. Huh. I might be missing it. Maybe we can just, they can correct us, but if you click main branch in VS, that it takes you straight to making a new branch. Oh, that's true. Are you more familiar with creating a branch in the terminal or within VS Code? Or do you ever create branches?
Never created a branch.
Yay! Okay. So I keep telling people I'll try out creating a new branch at a different date, like through Visual Studio Code. I usually do it in the terminal, but I guess today's going to be the day. I've never used Visual Studio Code for it. So, you do know what branches are in Git?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. I hope I'm able to like explain this right, but this is going to be my bad explanation. I hope no one judges me. Basically, um, when you have like a live website or like live web app in production, you'll have like this a branch called main. People used to call it master back in the day, but we found out that was a little racist or had racist origins. So basically there's like a main branch that's the one that users can see and view, and then in order to make changes to stuff, you'll make branches, and that kind of gives you a copy of what's on production or what other users are seeing, but now you get that copy that you could play around with and change things in and like just experiment. And then after that, once you find like the final solution, whether you fixed the bug or added a new feature, you'll merge it back into production, and then people will be able to see the change that you made. I hope that made sense. But basically we're gonna learn how to make it in Visual Studio Code. There is a on the most left hand side corner, do you see like different icons? There's
Most
like a
left.
paper icon. There's a a, a magnifying glass or a search icon. You see those
Yeah.
things? Okay, cool. The second icon is the one that we want to use.
Okay.
Cool. And maybe we click the three dots. I have no clue how to do this one. Okay, perfect. And then there's a word branch. And then we want to say create branch. And okay, we're gonna give it a branch name. We can say feature slash um July monthly challenge. I have no clue. Yeah, I don't know if this is the, and you can press enter. Normally, like different projects have like naming conventions of like how they prefer for you to name the branches. I didn't read the contributing guidelines deeply enough to know if this is the right way, but like hopefully this is it. um and I think we don't, let's make sure that we're on the right branch now. Can you press save from that little white dot? Okay, we're good. Cool. And sorry, I just seen Becca write that we're good. I never did it that way, so I just learned something. So let's go to the next part of this. It said, so we imported it. Even though that file doesn't exist, so I'm actually a little confused, but we'll see what's the next part. Okay, and now we're gonna go and see that there's an array called challenges. If you scroll down in this file, I'm sure it's like super big. Yes, there we go. And then inside of that array, we're gonna copy. You can copy again that the June area. Yeah, copy that whole line on line 26, and press enter, and then press paste, and we're gonna change it to say July on all the places that it says June. You can see the branch on your own. Wait, on down in the bottom left corner in the blue bar. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Emma. Cool. And then change the other part to say July as well. Cool. And then we press save. Cool. And so if you created apps.routes on the okay. I think now we actually have to create the monthly challenge. Let's see. Cuz we're importing this file, but we don't actually have a file in there, so give me a quick second. And feel free to like clarify, like ask if some stuff I'm saying doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Cool. Quick question, Becca. Do the people that do the contributing come up with the challenge, or do you all have like a set challenge? In the meantime, while I wait for Becca or Ayu or anybody to answer, let's go back to the browser, and we're going to see this thing that we have to copy and paste. In your first tab, and within that window in your first tab, we are going to go ahead and basically it suggests that we can use June 2021 as a template for us. So click that link right there. I think what they've been doing is each time like someone creates a challenge, they just copy and paste the contents of it or the structure of it, and then they just change the contents. So we're going to go ahead and press copy, and there's like a little copy button at the top. Yeah. Okay, cool. You already know that. And in Visual Studio Code, we're going to paste it somewhere. Let's go in there, and if you press, I figured it out in Windows now, it's Control P.
So press Control P.
Yeah, press Control P, and we're gonna look for a file called let me see what you should type. Type monthly challenges as one word, and then do. Yeah, that's cool. You can press like the April 2021 one that you see. That's cool. And then on the left-hand corner, and the first icon that you see at the top, keep going to the left a little bit more. I want to see like the different files. Yeah, in the Explorer. Perfect. I couldn't remember what it was called. We're going to go ahead and we want to make a new file. So there's like a couple icons that say create new file. Yeah, click that one. And we're going to call it July-2022.jsx. Oh, Ayu, my question was, do we come up with the monthly challenge ourselves, or is it already set by you guys? And you can press enter, because I found we have the template to copy it, but like, do we just change the contents on our own and decide what the community should be getting challenged on, or do you guys have that somewhere? And while I use answering that, sorry, we can go ahead and press paste. Cool. So this is all of June's stuff, and you can like scroll through it, or I guess while we're waiting for IU or someone from there, we can like figure out how they have everything. Okay. So I think the structure kind of makes sense to me, but I want to make sure that it makes sense to you. Does do you have any questions so far about like what is this file even doing?
You could explain it to me.
Yeah, I could try because I don't know too much. But basically, if you let's look at like Visual Studio Code and the browser side by side if you know if you want.
Um, let me see if I can do that.
Oh, it's already created. 2021. Maybe I'm misunderstanding some parts. Okay. But let me talk to you about this part first and then we'll figure out. Um Go to where it's running in your local host on that last tab in your browser. And then put Visual Studio Code back up. Oh, Becca put it in this year. Thanks, sorry. And if we like scroll through this file, we'll see some of these words. Like the word theme is in there, the word goal is in there. It's basically just yeah, cool. And like if you scroll through the actual code too, you should see those things pop up. But Becca told us that she already made it in the issue and I did not look all the way. So we're combining June 2021 with July 2021 and calling the whole challenge demo in public. Here's the copy. Okay, thank you. All right. Basically, hopefully I explained this to you right. First, do you want to allow yourself to like see more of the code a little bit just by like moving away the files on the left-hand corner? Like
Yeah,
I think you can just like drag it.
you drag it.
Yeah, you can just drag it to the left. There we go. So basically, Becca gave us the words that we have to change or the words that we have to add, but I just want you to see like where everything is. Like if you search the words how it works, like if you do control F, how it works. Yeah, you see that and like it's basically right there and you have a H3 and then you have a paragraph that says share your progress, blah 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 blah. Do you see that the how like the HTML is being rendered from there to the actual website?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do is in the issue that she gave you, we're going to copy and paste some of the copy or the content into this file.
Okay.
So it's going to be a lot of back and forth between tabs, but we're literally almost done. So go to the add new monthly issue on your left. Yeah, cool. And then scroll down to the bottom. The last comment from Becca has all that we need to know. We can start with calling the name of the challenge. So go to the top of the file in your code editor. Cool. And let's see, where is this title of it? Hold on. Monthly challenge. This is definitely why I should try it out first. Okay, there's a section that says theme. Let's just search the words theme for now. And we're going to change that to say where did it say the theme? Let's build in public. Yeah, demo in public, sorry. Not the word theme, but below it. because we're leaving that word theme all the time, like that header, but like right below it. Am I right about that? Hold on. Give meaningful and empathetic feedback. Actually, that's where we want to change it. Can you actually, sorry, I'm telling you so many different things. Can you actually control F for give meaningful feedback?
So look for
Um, Maybe I'm wrong. Monthly challenge for June 2022. Give me a quick second. I'm gonna just pull it up on my side too, so I can search faster. Less title, built in public, da da da. Okay. This theme for June was feedback. And daily standard. It's so odd that this one's for 2021. That's why. I'm sorry. I was like, it should match up. That's why. Cool. That was like such a relief for me. We copied the 2021 and the one that we're looking at is 2022. So actually, give me a second. All right. Um so we are changing the right spot where it says let's build in public starting with daily stand up. We're just going to change that to what she suggested, demo in public with exclamation mark. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like leading you astray. Perfect. And then for the goals, I think you can just go ahead and copy those 3 goals that she has listed. So one of them is a habit, talking about the things we're working on. That will be the first one. All right, bye Nick. Thanks for joining in. Those are already there.
Yeah.
Perfect. I guess not all of them though. A demo for the VC community. And then we'll remove accountability. I guess they already accomplished that goal. Shout out to them. And then let's not leave any extra white lines. I like to just delete it and make it look nice and clean. Perfect. Cool. Thank you, Becca. Because I'm like, I'm messing this up. Okay, cool. Who can participate? Let's make sure it's still the same. This challenge can be done alone in a group. Yeah, I think it's probably the same, right? Just to support all the developers. Do you want to like just redo it and make sure that it's the same? Ooh, thank you. Smart. I don't know why I didn't think of that. One's open to non-coding projects as well. It looks the same to me. What about you?
Yeah, it looks the same.
Cool. Thank you. And then Becca also said if you wanted to use like the keyboard stuff, I think you can do Alt Z and that would word wrap it. But we also got it just now. And now I wonder if there's anything else to change. I think the how it works and what if I need help will stay the same. I wonder if we missed anything else. I think probably the initial title at the top. So I'm just going to find that for you before we move forward. And we're almost done. I know we have 6 minutes left, but I think we can get it just in time. Find. Okay. We need to change like the meta title and the list title. All of those things are at the very top of this file. Yeah. So let's change that list title to say June 2022, demo in public. Oh, how it works probably changed. Okay, thank you for calling that out. And then put the exclamation mark, I think. Yeah, we should probably search everywhere that says June 2021 in a second. Monthly team and challenge for June 2021. That let's just change all of that to say July. Or I guess Emma's right. We can do like a search all, but I know myself. I might make you skip stuff. So let's go through it one by one. Never mind. Um Change that to match the date and the theme.
So July or June?
Yeah. Yeah, July 2022. Um, and Becca, if you're combining June 2021 and June 20, oh no, never mind. Uh, the list title too. Sorry, change that to July 2022. We're changing anything that says June to July because this is like a completely new monthly challenge for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then we're gonna change the description and update it to what she has. So
Does it
let's build
say
in
July?
public. Yeah. And then I think where it says, let's build in public, starting with daily stand up, working on building habit. During this month, we'll learn the progress and stuff like that. Like maybe we can delete that and paste um what she has on the left side. I hope that's right. Yeah.
So okay.
Copy. Cool.
Oh,
And that probably happened because of quotation marks are weird in JavaScript and stuff like that. So you can change the outside quotation marks to double quotes. And yeah, good job at like dealing with me just yelling different words at you. Uh, I wonder apostrophes are the worst. I know. We could also escape them. Um, by doing like the slash thing, right? Escape apostrophes JavaScript. I think if you do slash, okay, sorry. Could you undo the initial change that the first change we made with the double quotes?
okay.
You can just do like Control Z, I think. Yep, and then change the other one. Okay, and then everywhere that we see an apostrophe inside of there, if we do like slash, um, backslash, I mean, before the apostrophe, I think that'll help us out. Perfect. And then there as well, right there, and there, uh-huh, there. I think I wonder what's going on with during this month. If you press is the exclamation mark needing to be escaped too? Could you do slash exclamation mark? Would that change anything? Huh. That's something I'm not familiar with. Try to press delete again. And then when it breaks to a new line on during this month, is there a space between there or something? Can you delete it?
The space.
Right there.
So
It's almost,
backspace. Or
yeah, backspace and put it on the same line. Okay, cool. And just do a little space. There we go. That looks a little better. You can try a period there if that works. Remove the extra space. Okay, cool. I think we got it, y'all. For this part, and then we want to change the date to say 2022, and then yeah, 07, 01. Perfect. Let's keep scrolling a little bit, and I think Becca said she did change the how it works. So let's go to in her comment. Yeah, let's on both sides line it up and just copy and paste those areas. How it works. Cool. Yeah. So we want to add the getting started option. So it looks like getting started is another header. So maybe we want to add like a H2 or something like that, something a little bit small. I mean H4 or something like that, something a little bit smaller than the H3. Yeah, and then we could do getting started. Cool. And then we can add those bullet points as what would you add them as?
So there'll be an ordered list, or
Yeah, we can do I think they just have them as like list items just as like a li. So yeah, we can just try li and then put the first element there.
so
And
delete this.
no, underneath getting because I don't want to delete the share your progress thing because actually in the making progress section, that's the same thing. So we just want to add these things at the top. Yeah. It is 6:01, but I feel like we could be would you be okay if we do like 5 to 10 more minutes?
No
Because it's
problem.
done. Okay, cool. That way we don't have to come back the next day, start working. Perfect. And then what else do you think we should add or that you think is missing?
Is this a header too on making progress?
Yeah. Let's add that one right before the share your progress section. Cool. And then let's make sure all of these paragraphs exist. I think the first one does. Cool. You reading it?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-mm.
This part isn't there. Prepare for your demo.
Okay, cool. So let's add that one in as a new paragraph. Yeah. Uh, Becca said good job. I agree. You're doing
Thank you.
awesome. You're killing it. Um, cool. And let's scroll down a little bit more. I think the what if I need help is the same. Can ask help. Da da da. But we are missing the other stuff, like to complete this challenge and then the demo day section. And there's one more thing underneath there, it looks like, right? So, and resources. I'm gonna go ahead and let you do that part and stop and like you can like tell me, hey, I need help.
Okay.
Yeah. What if I need help needs updating? Oh, sorry. I'm such a skim reader. Well, I lied. It does need updating. Go ahead and just copy that what if I need help section. Cool. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, it's clearly different. And I was just like, I looked for one word and I was like, perfect. But yeah, I'll let you do your thing.
I'll try my best. Um,
Mm-mm. Cool.
then we have to do demo day.
I wonder if that should be a H3.
Oh, demo day.
Yeah, cuz it's is it as big as like how the other like some of the other ones like how it works are like a little bit bigger and then they have like subheadings within them. So I think that one's like a H3.
Okay.
And maybe the complete this challenge is a H3 too. But you're doing amazing. You're killing it. Mhm. Perfect.
Oh, it's already here. So this part gets removed.
Yeah, I think so. And then I'm noticing that we got some links in here too. So yeah, go ahead and remove that area that you just said before I bring up my next thought. I'm noticing that she links to or this challenge is linking to Loom and then check this example. So we got to include those in there.
Okay, that would be. Let me see. So it says me correct.
If we go beyond 6:30, then I will like take a break and then we can leave. But I'm like,
Okay.
we're really close.
And the links, I need the actual.
Yeah. I think if you right click it and do copy link address, lock copy link address, yeah, it should be there.
That'd be.
Perfect. Paste that. Yeah.
One example would be a link as well.
I think it might be the check this example one that's a link.
Oh, check this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
You okay?
Yeah. I feel like I made my mind think that I have COVID. Or maybe I do have COVID. I don't know. But my husband has COVID and I've been staying away from him. But today I just keep coughing and like having a headache.
Oh, did you like get tested or anything or?
Yeah, I didn't go to a doctor, but I used the at-home test and like it keeps saying I'm negative, but I might go to a doctor and get like a real test.
Might be good, but that's the correct link to.
Yes, I think so. Perfect.
Okay.
And then the last part is just the tips for demoing and the resources. And then I just want to make sure that everywhere that says June like how Emma suggested, actually says July, and then we push it up and make open a pull request, and we're done. But Leon has you killing it with the, or you have yourself. I shouldn't say Leon. You're killing it with the HTML.
54, 6, 7. A lot of practice.
Yeah. Did he have y'all make like the remake of like Facebook and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That I don't know why in Resilient Coders I was crying from that because he was like, if you don't submit it, you get kicked out, and I was like, this is so detailed.
Oh, I got it.
Cool. Then one last one. Also, thanks IU and everyone for just even like being awake at this time. I know it's late for IU, so thank you. And IU said you're doing great, Jay. Like
Thank
people
you.
cheering you on. Cool. Alrighty. And then the resources section. It's midnight? Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you. You're the best. Mhm. Your interest. Perfect. Awesome. It's looking good. How about we do a control F for all the sections if there's anything that says June or July? Oh, actually, do you feel like you're good? Like, did you want to change anything? Sorry, I didn't want to just
No,
jump in.
no, I'm good.
Okay, perfect. Let's look for June, like the word June, and see if there's anything we gotta change.
One last thing.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Perfect.
So look for June, you said?
Yeah. I just want to make sure that there's nowhere in here that says June. Oh, there we go. July. Okay. Let's look.
2022.
Yes, that's true. Actually, let's look for the word the year 2021 too. Nothing? Okay, perfect. If you press save, we can actually see what it looks like on locally on your yeah. We can press refresh. I think we will be able to. And if you go maybe press back because we're in the June 2022 right now. If we look at the whole list of challenges, we might be able to see July pop up if we did this right. Huh. We might not have done it right. Let me see. Maybe could you try typing slash July 2022 July dash 2022? Oh, no, sorry. Leave the monthly challenges, but in addition to that,
Oh,
sorry.
slash.
Slash, I mean, sorry, dash
Ah,
2022.
okay.
Sorry, I told you when once the hour passes, my brain is done for. Okay, cool. I wonder why the link didn't show up. Like we must have missed something somewhere. Um, getting started, making progress. If I need help. I wonder if we gotta uh maybe you want to add like a couple of little spaces between those headings. Um
Which ones?
like getting started and making progress, like it looks a little close to each other. And then in the meantime, I'll try to figure out why it's not showing up on those links. I wonder if we missed something. Oh, maybe we didn't name it the same way as what it's expecting. Okay, cool. Want to press refresh and see if it looks like the spacing's a little bit better? Oh, getting started, making progress. Maybe if we add a little how it works, getting started. I don't know, it just looks a little small, but maybe I'm like getting too in the weeds here. They'll if you open up a pull request and they tell you to improve something, we can do that. The only thing I want to figure out is why it's not showing up in the list. So if we go to you have a tab inside of your editor called getchallenges.js. Let's just check that like it's named the right thing. It's on the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Getchallenges.js. And then can we just close the file explorer? We probably named this differently. Handle data. Da da da. Okay, can you scroll up? Handle is July 2022. Scroll to the left. Is it named the same thing? What we could do is we can open up a draft pull request, and then just because we're getting a little bit later, we can open up a draft pull request. I can dig through your PR and send you a couple of like small suggestions on how to like improve a little bit of this. But I think we're mostly good to go. Like we mostly did what they needed. We just wanted the link to show up on the our challenges so far section and have that little spacing there. But I want to make sure that I'm like good on like I'm being respectful of your time and then everybody else's since it's like midnight for IU. Um, so let's go ahead and click that the places where we made the branch. I want to like commit the changes.
That would be
That thing, yeah.
okay.
So I have no clue how to commit changes on this. Um, hmm. If you hover over one of those icons, let's see oh, sorry, the icons for each of the files, like one that says get challenges and one that says July 20. Yeah, that one, does it say open? It says open. What about the other one? On discard. What about plus? Stage, yeah, click that. Stage changes. So I think here we're saying we want to add those changes on. And then we want to do the same thing for the July 2022 one. Stage changes. Sorry. And then the three dots at the top. Let's see, what do we do? So we have a branch. I want to push the branch. Oh, now let's press commit. So we staged the changes and let's go to commit. I've never used this before. Yeah, and do commit staged. So, okay, cool. What we're doing here is we're saying we change these files and we want them to go up on GitHub, like on our branch, and be like, hey, these are the files that we changed for sure. So they usually ask, there's a commit message here. And let me see if there's any like specific commit message that she prefers for you to have. You can, I think you can just say, create a new monthly challenge or July 2022 challenge.
Create a new
2020, July 2022 challenge. Challenge, and then press enter. And then after we commit, or after it completes the commit, we're going to push these changes up. We're going to open up a draft pull request. And then on the side, like maybe tomorrow and stuff like that, I'll give you a couple of tips and notes. And then they'll probably approve our pull request and they'll merge it onto their site. Okay, cool. Now we can press publish branch. Would you like to code the code to run periodically run git fetch? You could say ask me later. I don't think we need to do that right now. Okay, so we published the branch. And I think if we go to the first tab or the second tab? The second tab? I hope I'm right. Yeah. And scroll up. It should, we can even make it super big and not worry about the code editor right now. Okay, awesome. GitHub noticed that you pushed up a new branch and we can open up a pull request here. So let's do compare and pull request. And here we go. Perfect. So have you ever opened a pull request before? Maybe not. If you know.
no.
Cool. And are you familiar with this at all? Never. Okay.
My first time.
Cool. So basically, a pull request is you're saying, hey, I just added some things to your website or to your web app. Can you look at these changes and see if they're good? This kind of like stops people from just putting anything into your app. So what we're gonna do is they have like some notes inside of the pull request of like what they want us to do. So let's basically keep scrolling. Okay. Oh, see right here, it tells you what a pull request is. A pull request description, So there's two things we need to do so far that I've seen. One, we need to link our pull request to our issue, and then two, we need to tell them what we did. So if you scroll up just a little bit before the word description, and right under that little arrow thing, that arrow is it's like a comment, like how HTML has those. Yeah, you can press enter, and then we're gonna say closes, and then space, and then we're going to do hashtag, and we actually need the issue number for this. Oh, there we go. Yours is add new monthly challenge, so you can either use the arrows or and then press enter. So GitHub has like GitHub's super smart, and if you tell it which issue you had, once this gets merged, it'll just close the issue for you, and you won't have to go back. Okay, cool. And then for the description, we can scroll through that and wait until the comment ends. Perfect. And press enter after that last caret with the arrow thingy. And you can just say what you did. And like you can make it as simple as I added a new monthly challenge for July 2022. Perfect. And then I've never seen this methodology section before, but this is cool. They said this section explains why the above changes were done. And we can just say every month they have a new monthly challenge. And you can wait until the comment's done. Yeah, perfect.
Every month.
Yeah, I mean, you can write whatever, but
I'm letting you dictate.
Huh?
I'm letting you dictate.
I don't know what you said.
Like, What you want me to say? Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. You said you want me to dictate it. Yeah. You
yeah.
said you can just say like every month Virtual Coffee has a um new monthly challenge. And then end it there. And then they have you looking at the code of conduct if you wanted to look at it pretty quickly, but I can just give you a quick summary of what it has. Or I'll send it to you. But I'll send it to you after. Sorry, I'm really tired. Then press create pull request. Cool. And what we're gonna do is we basically did it. This is it. You contributed to open source, and probably IU or Becca or somebody will give you like thoughts. They'll either say this is super good and we're merging it in, or they're like improve this one little thing. I'm gonna look for like on my own the reason why the link didn't show up, and I'll like DM you and you can add that part. But you did it. You made your first pull request, and if you look at the where it says Netlify bot commented now, some projects basically have like tests and different like stuff running to see if everything is looking good. So that's what's happening right now. You can keep scrolling through it if you want. Cool. Wow, this is smart. I never seen like the code maps thing or the code C maps. Yeah, those are just checking to see if you followed all the rules. But I think we went way over time. I really appreciate everybody. You said great job, yay. Becca said yay, thank you. So you did an awesome job. We're gonna go ahead and end the stream now, and I'm really proud of you. You did your first open source contribution, and now at least you hopefully you don't have that like fear. This one was a little complex, so I'm really proud of you for being able to navigate all this.
So thank you. Thank you for taking up the time to teach me.
Of course, and thanks Becca and IU for watching and helping guide me, and Emma as well, and everybody else that was watching. Bye.